I'd like to welcome you to Anchor Point Outdoors as we head to the outdoors with the lessons taught us by our grandfathers and fathers. And turn those lessons into a passion to be shared with many more. So follow along with us as we start that journey.
Broke the streak.
Hello everybody, Mike and I would like to welcome you to this week's episode of Anchor Point Outdoors, where we're going to be hunting Kentucky and our home state of Michigan. And our season actually started a little different because we weren't able to get our Vitarax mineral out there early. And, we'd like to get it out during our turkey season when we're out turkey hunting stuff and get our cameras rolling on that, see what kind of bucks, see what kind of antler growth we're getting. But unfortunately, due to the Michigan DNR regulations on baiting and mineral use, we weren't able to do that. So we had to resort to getting our food plots in early, hoping the weather cooperated enough in the spring here in Michigan to get that food plot up and, kind of get some benefits for these deer. But Mike and his dad, throughout the summer and stuff, actually created a few extra food plots. And this first hunt you're going to see is Mike on one of those spots.
Yeah, Bruce, this particular spot's very important to my dad and I, as my grandpa Hogan used to hunt there when he was alive. So we got the Spy Point Link camera out there, tons of deer coming to this spot. We're so excited, lots of bucks, and we're going to start this hunt off, me in the blind with my bow.
This is Mike here with Anchor Point Outdoors. Back out here, it's late October, about Halloween, and I think I might take a doe tonight. I'm hoping one of them big bucks walk out, but at the same time I need to put some meat in the freezer. Got my compound bow out here with me tonight. Element arrows, toxic broadheads. See what they can do. Stay tuned, guys. I stalk him good too. Yeah. Stay tuned, we're gonna track him down. We'll let him run for a little while. Well, we just got on the trail here and found my arrow. We followed it down, got lots of blood. Looks like I put a good shot on him. We come up, stumble across. I think he's laying down right over there. We're gonna go check him out.
Get your hands on him there. That's a nice buck.
Good Michigan buck. It looks like the toxic did its job. I just say the element arrow performed better than I've ever seen. And I just happy that I got the opportunity to get a nice Michigan buck on somewhat of a rainy day.
Alright guys, welcome back. As you can see, there was a lot of excitement there. Had a great time out there. That 110 point when he first come out and kind of walked right in front of the mock scrape I had out there. I thought for sure he'd present me with a chance, and he ended up walking out because there wasn't a doe there. And unfortunately for the 9 point, he come out and he gave me a shot eventually. It seemed like hours before he come, but we got him down, and that was just a great hunt and great spot to be at with my Grandpa Hoagland hunting there before and me being successful in that spot. So we're going to switch things over and we're going to head over to Kentucky.
Yeah, this next hunt is where we do our annual rifle hunt in Kentucky. Last couple of years anyway, we went down there for the Kentucky opener of rifle season, and we've had a lot of bucks on camera. We had our Vitarax mineral out. Had a lot of really nice bucks there hitting that Vitarax mineral throughout the summer, and had a lot on camera. So we were kind of excited to get down there knowing these bucks were there, and we got back on this piece of property. There's a nice hill back in the back, secluded, and we're going to pick this up as I'm just at daylight in that blind.
Alright everybody, I think I just shot my first, actually, biggest Kentucky whitetail. It just got in last night, and it's just got daylight. Wasn't able to get an intro on this, but he come into the shooting lane right there. I think I've got a pretty good shot on him. He took off, went down in the ravine, unfortunately. Let's just hope we don't have to go too deep on that. I think I got a pretty decent shot on him. I'll have to look back at the footage, but I think I got a pretty good shot on him. A little pumped right now. Had a few deer on camera back here, and I don't know. I'm pretty pumped. He looked like a pretty high, tall rack deer, but I think it's one of the two that we had on there last night. And I'm gonna be happy, man. It's a nice whitetail. So I'm pumped. So let's go. I'm gonna get all the Paul and those guys, and we'll see what. See if we can recover this deer.
Back, everybody. We're out of the blind. We went up to the cabin and actually gave it a few hours, a couple hours here. But as you can see, his blind's up there. You can see that buck kind of come in right at first light. Got our Spy Point Link camera on there. We had him on there just before I shot, so we got a nice picture of him there. As you can see here, that scrape, when we were out here last night, that scrape was not there. Paul actually made a scrape over here. We doctored it up, and throughout the night we had several deer coming up through here. And not sure if it's this buck or another one. We had a couple bucks up here and actually made that scrape overnight. But we're actually back to the spot where I made the shot. As you can see, you know, he did a nice kick, and we've got blood right here, right off. As soon as we're going to pick up the trail right here and see it. Hopefully he's just not too far, but let's track him up here. He's got decent blood right through here. Got a pretty good runway right here. Turn. Set it up this way. Yeah, definitely. We got some good blood right here on this tree. Looks like he's making a turn. Fortunately, he's headed the wrong way. We were hoping he's going to stay to the top of this hill. He's got some good blood here. He's definitely picking up a lot of leaves. Good blood there. He's got a white belly. He didn't make her to the bottom, but thank God. We do. Let's go take a look at him. Nice tall rack. Not a bad buck. Come in at first light. And like I said, I didn't have a lot of opportunity to get a lot of footage of him. Like I said, just got daylight enough to videotape. But it is one of the ones we had on camera last night, along with one a little bit bigger, a little thicker, heavier than this one. But we are happy to able to get him on the ground opening day here in Kentucky. Have Michael and Gary out there still sitting today, but made a pretty good shot on him. Hit him right here, right behind that shoulder. And he didn't go maybe 80, 90 yards, so, and he didn't make it to the bottom, which is nice. So stay tuned and we'll get some more pictures once we get him up out of here. Well, as you can see, you know, my 2019 Kentucky rifle season ended pretty much in the first hour of the hunt. But he was one of our hit listers, the high rack 8. And I was excited to get him on the ground, you know, even though I fumbled a little bit, you know, caught me off guard. Really didn't know he was there. I just fired up the camera, trying to get a little bit of shot of the area that I was hunting. And when I was panning back, there he was. Kind of caught me off guard, kind of hit the gun on the top of the blind when I was coming out a little bit, but it all worked out and we were able to get him on the ground. You know, we went actually back up on that ridge to retrieve him a couple hours later and seen a really nice 10 running away from the spot that I had shot that deer in those scrapes that we had seen on the ground. We had several deer up on that ridge. That Spy Point Link camera was sending us pictures, and we were getting several nice bucks, several shooter bucks still in the area after I harvested that deer. So
yeah, Bruce, there's tons of activity up on that ridge, and I think that's where, honestly, that's where all the deer were at, because where I was sitting, I wasn't seeing anything. There was no does, there's no activity. So Bruce and I, we decided we'd team up and we'd head back up on that hill and see if we could put another big buck on the ground.
This is Mike with Anchor Point Outdoors. We're back at it again where Bruce has put down a monster buck. We got a couple of them coming in, and we're out here we got the wind scent vaporizer with the VS1 in it, and we're hoping that'll do the trick and get us a monster buck in here. We got lots of scrapes. There's just tons of deer going through here, so we're excited. You guys stay tuned and see what we got going on. Oh yeah. Ready?
No. You shoot.
He's gone. Well, we just had a couple of does run through here. We were out facing the opposite direction. And Bruce had told me, he said, hey, there's going to be a buck following them does. And we had to completely turn ourselves around. And we had that buck, he just right down there. I think I hit him pretty solid. Oh, man. I'm excited because we really pulled off a miracle there, because we made an awful lot of noise for that buck to just come in there and for us to be able to take him down. So we're gonna go see what we can find, and stay tuned. While he was standing at that stump back there, I took a shot and I seen him kind of crash down in through here, and I could see the leaves were kind of stirred up. And unfortunately, I think he might have went down in that big ravine. A lot of hills here in Kentucky, so we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
At least the moose is down there. Oh yeah. There he is.
now the work, man.
Yeah. God, tell him after we can get him out of here.
We're gonna have to get a rope
Wow.
in the quads, and
That is a climb.
yeah,
Holy cow.
you guys, that's what we're up against here. If I don't fall the rest of the way down. But this
Like a slide.
it is a beautiful day in Kentucky, and congratulations, Mike.
Thank you.
That couldn't have happened
That was,
any nicer.
yeah, that was a miracle.
But well, why don't you pick his head up and get a good shot of him, and then we'll go get Paul and.
I can get on this side.
That's a 10.
What's that?
That's a 10.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. You got a 10, finally.
We got 10.
All right.
Okay, we thought it was a 9. Our bad.
It's a 10. That's a nice buck, man.
Beautiful. I broke the streak. Freaking 9.
Here we thought 8. Nice dark antlers.
Yeah, beautiful. I'm not disappointed at all. It's a beautiful buck.
Yeah, let's
That's bigger than I thought it was. Alright, as you guys could see, you know, the deer, they pop out of nowhere down there. The deer came within 50 yards of us. I couldn't see it. Bruce could.
Yeah, I mean, those two does come up over top that ridge and actually was headed down into that bottom to bed. And the way she was acting, she kept looking behind her. That tail was out. I told Michael, get ready, because we knew there was a buck going to come through there. Just the way that doe was acting, and it wasn't 30 seconds later, I looked up and I could see the antlers cresting over top that hill.
Yeah, Bruce, you know, we had to, he told me, he's like, man, you got to get ready. And we were facing the complete opposite direction, you know, and so I had to completely flip around, you know, hit the gun in the blind. That buck, he didn't pay any attention to my gun hitting the blind. He was so stuck on them does. And we were just happy to get a big buck on the ground that time.
Yeah, you know, and you guys seen the ravine that we had to pick this thing up and drag it back up. I mean, Michael and I, we made it to the bottom and really got, you know, got our hands on that buck, and it was actually a lot bigger than we thought it was.
Yep.
We knew it was a nice buck, and actually it was Mike's first 10-pointer
Yep.
that he's got, and you can see it. You know, we were kind of surprised. We thought it was a big 9, and Mike has been cursed over, you know, with the 9-pointer he shot in Michigan. And he just 9-point has been his nemesis up until this buck, and that buck ended up scoring what, 138?
Yeah.
And a really nice Kentucky whitetail, and we're looking forward to getting down there again next year. We definitely got a lot of pictures on our Spy Point Link cameras already. So we'd like to thank everybody for tuning into this week's episode of Anchor Point Outdoors. Until next week, be safe. This episode was brought to you by Vitarax. If you want the maximum antler growth for your deer, give Alan a call today and get your deer started out on Vitarax. Also brought to you by Apple Tree Game Feeders. When you want the most versatile and quietest feeder on the market, you get yourself an Apple Tree Game Feeder.